Hey everyone, Christine here and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about rubber mats. I'm going to talk about what I use them for, how very versatile they are, how I store them, how I wash them, and how it adds that special touch to all your photography needs. Like anything in photography, it's very easy to fall into the trap where you feel like you need to buy everything underneath the sun. Believe me, I fell in that trap when I first started. I felt like I need to have everything because I felt like if I had every little piece of equipment, I'd be a better photographer. But now, 4 or 5 years later, I've come to the realization that you don't need a lot of things. You just need to know what niche you want to do, what you want to specialize in, and then stick to that, and then make sure you get all the equipment that you need specifically for that passion. So when I first started 4 or 5 years ago, I started natural light. Obviously, it is the cheapest route. All you needed was the camera. I even started with just the kit lens. Started very simple and really just practice. It's figuring out exactly how to use your camera is so important. So you can start with a very simple camera and then just build from there. And then once you start to feel that out, then you can start to buy equipment that you feel is necessary for whatever niche you want to stick to. I am very comfortable now doing cake smashes, newborn photography, and sitter sessions. That's kind of my niche. And that's what I've really driven my photography business towards. So, rubber mats. Today I'm going to be using all Kate rubber mats. I absolutely love them. I use them every single newborn session. I have a dark wood, a light wood. I also have this beautiful floral rubber mat that I also have a backdrop for as well. And then I just got a brand new backdrop, so today I'm going to unwrap it out of the packaging so you can see how it comes in the mail. So rubber mats, again, specifically I use Kate rubber mats. They're very affordable, they're easy to store, they never wrinkle. That's why I've stuck with Kate. I'm going to post the link of all the rubber mats that I currently have in the description below. For myself, I have learned that I don't want to get the 5-foot wide rubber mats. Just because, yeah, it's great for close-up shots, and even newborn it might be okay, but when I do cake smashes, I definitely want at least 7 foot wide, because then I don't have to worry about photoshopping anything, and then it's a very easy, clean, crisp photo. So I found definitely invest in the ones that are at least 7 foot wide. And I know rubber mats are expensive. They're much more expensive than the cloth backdrops. But think of it this way, I was talking to one of my friends about this. If you go buy a rubber floor mat for your front door, it's at least 20-30 bucks. And that's just a cheap, chintzy thing for your house. So if you're thinking about it, 120 bucks for a rubber mat that you're going to use every session, especially newborn or cake smashes, it's an investment like anything. Just pick something that you know you're going to use often, so it's definitely going to be versatile for your business. Also, what's really great, storing them is so easy. And then I just keep them in a place in my studio on top of each other, and they never wrinkle. So it's so easy, and they're so well made, and it's great because they have a rubber backing underneath. So when you're on hardwood, tile, sometimes like a very thin carpet, like an outdoor carpet, you know it's not going to move. You know your subject's going to be safe on it, whether they're walking, crawling, you know it's going to be great. You can also get them custom ordered. You just got to ask on Kate's website. They're very good. Their customer service is great, so don't hesitate to ever ask them any questions. They're always there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I'm more than happy to help. Again, I do think it's very important that you figure out what you're going to be using these rubber mats for. You may be able to get away with the smaller rubber mats, but for me, since I do cake sessions as well, I'm going to need the 7 foot wide ones. They do make them bigger, so say you're going to be doing holiday minis or spring minis and you really want to get families in there, you may need to get one that's 10 foot wide. Again, preference, it's whatever your business and your needs require. So again, that's something that you definitely have to sit down with yourself and decide what you actually want to shoot, because that's going to decide what sizes you're going to get, what different patterns you're going to get, everything like that. And on that note, I also want to say, yes, you can Photoshop and you can clone stamp and say you got the 5 foot wide on that, but do you really want to spend all that time in Photoshop? No. Time is money. So honestly, spend the extra 50 bucks and get the 7 foot wide one if you know you're going to do cake smashes or have different subjects that you're going to need more width in there. I definitely think these rubber mats are so versatile. I literally use at least one of my wood rubber mats every single newborn session. And almost every single girl session I get requested for that very beautiful floral backdrop. And what I am going to do is I'm going to post examples of each of the rubber mats I've used so you can kind of see what they look like Most of my setups is one light with a large PML, so you can get an idea, just one light kind of shining down on the subject. So I'll post examples of that as well at the end so you can see that. So you can kind of see how beautiful and realistic it looks. Again, I'm always amazed, clients are always amazed. So honestly, definitely worth it. Cleaning. I know this is a big one. So I got a lot of questions on how to keep the rubber mats clean. For storing, make sure you roll them up so you can keep all the dust and dirt off of them. It is recommended that you vacuum them every once in a while just to make sure there is no residue on top of the mat like dirt. So just make sure you vacuum them every once in a while. For spills, you can use a damp cloth to take it off. And then the biggest question I had was with cake smashes. So I will be demonstrating a cake smash on one of the rubber mats and washing it as well. Today I'm just going to use Dawn soap, towel, water, and just make sure to really get it out. I think the biggest key and takeaway from this is after a cake smash, make sure you clean it immediately. You don't want the cake or the frosting to dry on that. It'll make your life so much harder. So as soon as you're done, have the client take the baby, have them start getting changed, and while they're doing that, you can keep talking and cleaning up the mat so that at least you're still interacting with your client, but you're making sure that your rubber mat doesn't get all sticky and gross. And I just want to go over the cost a little bit too. So yes, I know they can range between $100, $150, sometimes $200. I know that. I stared away from them for so long because I was like, do I really want to spend this money? I'm trying to be as cost effective as possible and trying not to fall into that trap where you just want to buy everything underneath the sun. And these are my rubber mats. So I'll do the larger ones first, and then I'll just lay all the other ones on top so you can see them. So as you can see, I just kind of overlap them when I'm storing them. If you were to lift all of these, they're pretty heavy, but when you carry one, they're not very heavy at all. So, first one, looks like it's going to be my gray rubber mat. And again, as you can see, it has the rubber backing over here, so it's perfect on hardwood, tile, etc. The next one I have is the dark wood rubber mat. Again, these are all at least 7 feet wide, and I believe they're 5 feet long. If I'm saying that right, because when you buy a backdrop, I always buy the 7x5, so these are 7x5 as well. This is another one of my popular ones. I get asked to use this one quite often. Again, works well with maternity as well because I have the matching cloth backdrop with this one as well, which I've done pictures for sitter sessions, first birthdays. Again, when I first started, I started getting the smaller ones, so you do end up having to Photoshop if you end up doing maternity and whatnot. But again, now that what I know now, I know I would definitely get longer from now on. Let me do a close-up of this one. Again, they're so beautiful. They don't shine in photographs. And now it's time to unwrap my brand new rubber mat. So this is how you get it in the mail. It comes in this box. Oops. I always feel bad for the UPS people because it is an awkwardly shaped box. And then let me reveal my newest cake rubber mat, which I'm very excited to use. Now you know I'll put this over here. Oh, sorry. Super excited to do the outdoor ones with this one, or I really wanted it because I like to do a lot of floral backdrops, like the artistic ones. So I felt like this would be a perfect match. So excited. Again, I love these because they look so realistic. Like, I can't say enough about cake rubber bats. If you don't have one, you need to get at least one to try it out and then fall in love. Again, look how realistic that looks. It is time for the cake smash. And I felt it was only right that I had to get dressed up for my own cake smash. Here's mine. It's a cupcake, but it's still gonna get nice and messy over here. That is some good vanilla frosting. Whoops. Probably should take off my rings for this. Now, obviously, I don't think it's this messy for a cake smash, but I want to prove to you that you can wash this, etc. Smush it in there. This is actually a lot of fun. I can see why 1-year-olds like this. Well, I guess a cake smash doesn't have to be for just a 1-year-old. It could be for a almost 37-year-old. Delicious. And now it is time for cleanup. That was a very quick cake smash. Maybe I should have gotten a cake. This was actually a lot of fun. And I always like to tell everyone that's doing cake smash photography, always have a plastic bag right next to you on hand, because sometimes the parents don't want to take the cake back, so you have everything to throw away, the trash, and all these large pieces as well. So I always keep a couple extra shopping bags. And what I'm going to do first is clean up all the big pieces as best as I can. And honestly, I just use my hands. Sometimes I'll grab like a piece of paper towel, but since I kind of smushed it in really good, I don't have too many big pieces. Just one little straggler. Again, I'll just try to scoop as much as I can off to make my life easier with the water and Dawn dish soap. Again, you want to get this done quite soon after the cake smash, because you do not want the cake to get hard on the rubber mat. That to the side. And then again, I just have the bowl. I put like warm water in here. My towel. Got my towel. Just gonna really go in there and really get that off. And see how already just the warm water has really picked up off that frosting, and I did smush it in there good. So look at that, 5 seconds so far with warm water, dish soap. Let's keep going. And the warm water actually helps pick up most of the extra crumbs too. Look at that. Just make sure you don't forget any of the little pieces, because again, if it dries on there, it is a pain in the butt to get off. And then sometimes what's helpful is if you have a bunch of cake on one side of the rag, fold it over to a clean side. I know sometimes that seems like common sense, but you'd be surprised. And look at that, good as new. And that's a wrap. And like always, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye everyone.